guys. We're just waiting on the concrete trucks to show up. Everything ready.
Get that sucker turned on. Okay, all the rest of them you want to do. I got it. Yeah. You got a different
So here you can see the concrete truck backing up to the trough, filling it up with concrete. The goal was to try and get it about the height of the rebar. In some places it got a little bit higher than that, but we're just trying to fill up the whole thickened edge before the second truck arrives. In this clip you can see the concrete guys are using the power screed to level off the top of the concrete there. They're just riding it on one side, kind of on top or level with the forms. And then I'm actually holding this side of the power trowel just to keep it steady. There's nothing there. There's no concrete there to hold it to. So I'm just kind of holding it up, supporting one side for him to get the trowel across. So this is the second truck of concrete. It arrived probably 45 minutes to an hour after the first one, which is a little bit late. We wanted about a half an hour in between trucks. So we're kind of in a rush here to get it out of the truck and placed so that we can vibrate it in with the old concrete and kind of, mix it up together so it doesn't, the stuff that we poured first doesn't dry before this stuff gets on. So you can see we're raking the concrete here with special concrete rakes. It's basically like a long shovel kind of thing. But it just pulls the concrete from where it's being dumped to where it needs to go. And that's what we're doing here. So now we're switching over. We got the concrete placed in some spots and vibrated along the edges where the old concrete was, or the stuff from the first truck. And now we've got the power screed out. You can see an X on in the concrete there, or a mark. That's just a grade pin that we had set for the right height out in the middle of the pad there. And he's just using that on one side to guide the power screed and going up against the already screeded concrete on the other side there. And he's just moving over to this side now and getting the same height across the pad.
A lot in there already.
You can see Joel there scraping back some concrete. Just trying to keep it with no high spots and low spots. But want to keep about an inch or half an inch of concrete that builds up on the back of that power screed. And here you can see he's just doing one side, doing the other, getting everything to the same height. switches the power screed around now, and he's going to go from the sump pit over, and that will kind of create a slope from that point to the sump pit so that water runs down into that sump pit. So here's the magnesium bull float being put across the concrete. It's just a float with a really long handle so that you can smooth out the top of the concrete without having to step in it. So it's getting to be the end of the day here. We got all the concrete poured and placed and vibrated and bull floated. You can see the two power trowels on the concrete now. Those are used to just make the top of the pad really nice and smooth. It's got magnesium blades on it that spin really fast, and they just take the moisture that's on the top of the concrete and smooth it out to make a nice smooth finish on the top of the concrete. They do this probably 3-4 times, let it dry, do it some more, let it dry, and it just makes a really nice finish on the top of the concrete. So in the end, the concrete turned out pretty good. You can see in the background of this picture there's actually a concrete truck sitting out in the field there. So what happened was, on the way to the site, it overheated in the highway and had to sit there for a while, and then I think it overheated again when it got close to the site, And basically that concrete truck was really old by the time it got to us. So we actually had to send it back and ask for another concrete truck. So the one that's sitting there that you can see close to the pad is actually the second concrete truck. And then there's a third one that comes later in the day to finish the pour. We only needed 2, but because it broke down and we couldn't take the concrete, we ended up having to get 3 concrete trucks that day. Hey guys, just want to give you a little update on the concrete pad. Concrete guy came by this week and took off his forms so we can see all the edges of the concrete and stuff. Just wanted to show you that. So we poured the pad, what was it, last Friday. Yeah, last Friday. It's Sunday right now, so that means it's been curing for about a week and 2 days, something like that. And so still gonna be another week, 2 weeks almost, till we're ready to come by and start framing on this. So to give it lots of time for the pad to cure, we're going to drill right into the concrete through the bottom plate of the wall with their GRK concrete screws. They're called Caliburn screws is what they're called. So we have no risk of hitting any pipes out here in the thickened edge because it's 12 full inches of concrete. No pipes. The pipes kind of come and loop up over here and go back. There's going to be just a little mechanical room. There'll be a mechanical room right here, 6 feet by 6 feet, and then the man door to get in will be here in this corner. Anyway, just wanted to give you a little view on the pad now that forms are off and it's been drying for curing for, I don't know, about a week.